In this video, I'll explain how you can achieve the goals that you've set for yourself using a science-based toolkit suggested by Andrew Huberman, who is an associate professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford School of Medicine, and using my own goal as an example to help you understand the idea a little better. Publishing 6 regular Davis Hendrickson YouTube videos in the next 12 weeks by creating videos, research, thumbnail, title, scripting, recording, editing, publishing, at least 10 hours per week, 2 hours on Monday and Friday, and a total of 6 hours on the weekend by tracking the time on Google Calendar. I know, it's long, but it can be misinterpreted. That's why it's effective. For the last 4 years, I've been setting goals. And every single year, the easiest part is setting the goal and the first few weeks when I'm getting started. So the first set of tools is used to initiate the action, to be ready for it. You can think of this as going to the starting line in a race. On the way there might be certain things that you can do to get focused, and that race is the actual action you're about to do. It might last for 10 minutes, maybe 2 hours, but there are certain things you can do to increase your motivation and focus. The first one is visualization. I know, it's a buzzword, you hear it everywhere, but I like how Andrew Huberman made it practical. The first question being, do I want to pursue this goal? And although emotionally the scale of 1 to 10 of how much you want to pursue the goal might change day to day, if the answer is very close to no or absolutely not, maybe you've chosen a goal that isn't for you. My goal includes publishing videos. Do I want to publish videos? Well, yes. Why? I want to become better at writing, public speaking, marketing. Well, that's like an umbrella term for a lot of things. Connecting with like-minded people who can relate to me. Okay, so I just mentioned the skills, which is the reason for my why. But then there's also more core reasons why I do it. I want to build a source of income through doing what I like, and it makes my everyday life feel more meaningful, as if it's improving people's lives, because watching videos like this has improved my life. It's the reasons why I am how I am today, and I like who I am today. So since I answered yes to this question, I'm gonna then ask myself, do I want to do the actions necessary to reach this goal? So for example, right now I'm recording the video. I didn't exactly have the most fun looking for a place to record this that's nice and quiet, but I do want to share ideas and experiences with you, and it does make me feel like I'm doing something meaningful. So yes, I do want to do the action. So now the visualization and all of this is, right before starting recording this video, I could think about what would it be like achieving my goal? How would that feel like? What would my life look like? I could fantasize about that for not too long, 1 to 5 minutes. So I'm thinking now about the goal in general, publishing videos. If for the next 12 weeks I publish bi-weekly videos, well, I would feel proud of myself. Then I've broken the cycle of inconsistency that's been for a while on this channel. I would probably build momentum and having lower resistance when writing the script, making content. I would also be more competent in content creation, probably better at writing, speaking to the camera, articulating my thoughts. Yeah, sounds like a positive change to me. However, when you don't want to do that action that is necessary, you use negative visualization. For 1 to 5 minutes, think about what would be the consequences of not achieving that end goal. If you had the time and energy to do it, you didn't try your best and you didn't achieve it. I see this as a way of scaring yourself into taking the action. So let's say right now I have to edit this video and I just, for whatever reason, don't want to do it. So if I don't edit and publish those 6 videos, I would feel disappointment in myself, especially if it was due to not feel like doing it, embarrassed. I've told you about this goal, you know about it, and you can see that I didn't follow through with it. Frustrated because the actions that are needed to reach higher goals are just not being taken. I'm telling you, this visualization is powerful stuff if you make it tangible. And the other approach of motivating yourself to take action is what I've also found from Andrew Huberman, but I've given the name contrast, which means that if there's something you know you have to do, but you just don't feel like it, can't seem to find a motivation for it, right before it, do what you want to do even less. So let's say I don't feel like writing to prepare for the video. I can take a cold shower, do push-ups, do assignments for my university, revising my thesis, because after that unpleasant action, the one you actually were planning to do initially, becomes easy. The next section is maintaining motivation and focus while you're doing the action itself. So if before it was all about getting to the starting line of the race, now it's about the actual performance during the race when you're running. So the first tool is focusing your attention to a point which is approximately the same distance from your eyes as the actual action you're gonna do. I will set a timer for 90 seconds right now, and I will look at this lens for that time. Good. The next one is obvious, but it can't be stressed enough. Eliminate distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode. If you're doing something at your computer, then clear the desk, turn off the TV, close all the unnecessary tabs on your PC. Basically do anything to help you focus on that one thing as much as possible. The next tool Andrew Huberman introduced was the one I was blown away by the most: random intermittent rewards. It's about flipping a coin or introducing any other way of having a 50% chance of getting a reward for a milestone that you've accomplished, which can be just the smallest patting yourself on the back for completing an action. Okay, so I'll do it now. I have a coin. I'm about halfway through this video, so let's see if I'm gonna reward myself for it. So if it's heads, I get a reward, okay? You can't see, but it's not. No reward for me. Keep going. But if I were to get the reward, then it can be just as simple as saying, good job, Dobbs. You're on your way of making a video. You're exactly where you need to be. You're doing exactly what you need to do. Obviously, it can also be something physical. I publish a video, flip that coin. If it's heads, I get to spend another night watching another Andrew Huberman's podcast or watch a movie with a snack. There's also this principle introduced by Dr. Maya Shankar, which is the middle problem. And it means that motivation is usually the highest at the beginning of the goal pursuit and when the end is perceived to be near. In my previous video, I explained how it applies to the context of setting goals, where in order to minimize the middle problem, you should shorten the time period of your goal, which also applies not only to the goal as a whole, but also the specific action periods that we're taking day to day. So let's say right now I'm in the middle of the chunk of the hours I've allocated to making videos. When I started, I was excited, I was energetic. Now I'm getting a little tired. So now I could take a small break to use negative visualization, maybe just to push the rest of it through, instead of me using positive visualization as I did in the beginning of it. So yeah, all this means is just split your action period into multiple smaller ones and understand that motivation might be lower in the middle, and that's absolutely fine. It happens for everybody. And maybe use some practices to help adjust to it. So now in the metaphor of running in a race, we've covered both what you should do while you're getting to that starting line and what you should do while you're running, right? So both initiating the action and also while you're doing the action. Now we will cover how you can raise your motivation and focus on a regular basis. So in the sense of running the race, we're now going to think about how we can improve the person itself who's running. I'm probably not going to tell you anything new that you haven't heard already, but it's just that important. 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Your mind needs to be rested. During your sleep is when it recovers. Eating non-processed food. If you feed your car with junk fuel, how can you perform well? It's the same goes with body. If you give your body low quality food, how can you expect it to have high quality performance? Reduce stress. It can be through meditation. It can be improving time management skills. For example, scheduling everything in your calendar more rigorously, or setting up notifications that pop on your phone 20 minutes before the event, 15 minutes before the event. So wherever you are, you don't have to remember everything you have to do during this day, only what you have to do now. Social connections. Although working hard is important, you should always keep somewhat in touch with the people close to you to not lose sanity. And being exposed to sunlight early in the morning, which is iconic to what Andrew Huberman says. And now is the summary of the entire toolkit we've talked about today. You can screenshot this or write it down, where for 1 to 5 minutes you visualize how good it might feel when you accomplish the goal. But if you don't want to take the actions necessary, then you use negative visualization, where you think about what would it be like if you failed at this goal? Or you should first do something you want to do even less than your goal pursuit. So that action required to reach that goal becomes easy in contrast to taking a cold shower, for example. Then when it comes to maintaining focus and motivation during the goal pursuit, the first principle is painfully obvious, but it's that important. Eliminating distractions. Turn off your phone notifications, clear your desk, remove the noise. The next one is focusing vision, which means looking at a point which is approximately the same distance as the task you're about to do itself. And what this does is, as opposed to you having a panoramic view, which means you can see basically 180 degrees, you instead focus on a certain point and you narrow that vision. So you can put all your focus on a singular thing, on a singular action, as opposed to just be observing everything at the same time. Then there's the random intermittent rewards, which means having a 50-50 chance, flipping a coin for example, for rewarding your milestones or actions accomplished. Either physical rewards, like giving yourself a snack, or patting yourself on the back. And then there's avoiding the middle problem, which means splitting the action into multiple smaller actions and understanding that in each of those action chunks you might feel differently, and that's okay. You just have to prepare for it. And then there's increasing motivation and focus in general, which includes 7 to 9 hours of sleep, eating non-processed foods, reducing stress, for example, through meditation, social connections, reaching out to your closest people, and viewing sunlight early in the morning. If you got value out of this video, then press the like button and leave a comment about what else you would add to this toolkit, or just tell about your experience in goal pursuit, so that more people would see this video and also have tools to help them achieve their goal. If you have not yet clearly defined how to set your goals, then watch a video about how to do it through the SMART goal framework. Yes, I know. There's a lot of videos about setting SMART goals, but I use very specific examples in every area of your life to make sure you completely understand the SMART framework and know how to apply it to your goals.